welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Receiver, number 18, Justin Jefferson.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Orchestrating the offense will be their versatile quarterback, the Hawaii native, Oregon Duck product. Of course, that's Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Mariota. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there. Good for Washington. First down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Washington.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. And they get to Mariota as he's dropped on the sack. Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel.
But they've been fighting and scratching and clawing for that first sack in the game, and it turns out to be a big one. Not just a short one right there behind the line. First one they get, 10-plus yards on a guy who has the legs to escape most of these.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Mariota. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
That's to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your opponent punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space. Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Second and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Caught on the right side by Jones. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, have that dagger play, have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go, and in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is McCarthy. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Jalen Holmes. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, 54 yards. And the Vikings will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Now for the point after.
Up for the extra point.
He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Our game here, part of John Madden Thanksgiving Celebration Weekend, a remembrance that the NFL created a few years back to celebrate the connection between John Madden and Thanksgiving football. And, of course, Charles and I and all of us here at EA Sports hope you had a wonderful day on Thursday and you're settling in for some good football here this weekend.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Four yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
16 yards.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 5.
Mariota to throw it. That ball caught. It's chosen. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. And a nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On first down, it's Krosky-Merritt.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of the best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Samuel in motion. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they're going to get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. They caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not look.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now Mariota. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and it blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
3rd and goal, Mariota. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Jake Moody now on for the field goal.
From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick here is good.
So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away.
Shifts by him at the 25.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
Now 2nd and 5.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers, but how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
Here's McCarthy.
And that is incomplete.
We've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. Jalen Lane deep for Washington.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Here's Krosky Merritt to start the drive. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
At the 24-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
I certainly like what he did right there, because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
3rd down and 1.
Throwing is Mariota.
He'll try to pick it up himself.
Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to throw now. Mariota.
Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
From the gun, Mariota. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
4 yards. And the Washington first down. A gain of 4 yards. First down, Commanders.
Mariota now from the 50. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lane. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you've got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
On play action, Mariota. And complete to Zach Ertz.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
To the air with McCarthy.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jordan Addison, 73 yards. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. First possession of the second half now for Washington. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game. Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing, Mariota. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They get turned for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mariota now. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
Price now to return.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
McCarthy off the play fake. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's brought down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Credit the sack to Von Miller.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
To be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Eddie Goldman with a sack. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. To throw is Mariota. Now he's going to step up and run. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Out of the gun, they go with Krosky Merritt.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, and go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Play fake, Mariota. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
2nd and 5.
To throw, Mariota. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 20. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. First down.
First down. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
We return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
A run inside, Krosky Merritt.
And he's got it across the midfield straight and into Viking territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Viking 16. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
A gain of 29 yards. And the Commanders' first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Working out of the gun, Mariota.
Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Up the middle, Krosky Merritt.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Deebo Samuel from 3 yards out. And the Commanders go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
The Commanders will line up for the two-point conversion.
But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. You know, we've discussed this before. We've seen it in practices, extra periods being put in for the offense on these two-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for two and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on two-point plays as well.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well. All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Ooh, baby, we run it down. Yeah, the minute the sun is up. There's no rest to my shut it down. Whatever, I got your money up.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a fourth down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Mariota sets to lead this offense. Down by 5, a minute 54 on the clock. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Now Mariota. He'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. A quick throw there is incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. To throw, Mariota. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. That's to Lane. He's got it outright.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 48-yard line.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Here's Mariota.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done, really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. You say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You
Yes, I
get
was
a
an only
game
child.
ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody.